there any pressure coming into an already loved series?
Well, I mean, I was a fan, just like there's a lot of people out there that are fans, and the only pressure really for me was the physical aspect, to be able to perform the physical stunts that we couldn't fake. There's a suspension of belief if you can't, and this movie's all about the authenticity and immersion into that world. So if you can't perform those stunts, then, well, then it doesn't work.
And did the Avengers and Mission Impossible get you ready for that?
Got me ready for it.
Yeah,
it did.
Definitely.
That it did.
Competing with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, exactly. He set me on a really good program.
Will you give yourself to this program?
You have the strength to do what's necessary.
There was such an established visual vocabulary, particularly in the two movies, the last two that Paul did. Because this movie is saying that what you saw before was a small piece of what we're now showing, we're sort of tearing the curtain off and saying there's a much wider horizon and a much larger conspiracy outside there. The movie has a wider landscape and a broader canvas, and that let us do more of what a bigger visual style than maybe had been there before.
You think that Jason Bourne was the whole story? There's a lot more going on here.
It's not a preservation project that we've done, but it's I don't think you could be any more careful about preserving what had happened before and preserving Jason Bourne. We're very, very interested in making sure that anybody who's really been paying attention along the way, that this movie will have an extra dividend for them.
Jason Bourne is in Manhattan.
Confirmed.
What?
That's all I have. Gotta go.
You mentioned Tony. He obviously wrote the previous 3 films.
Right.
Were you a fan of those before you came on board?
Yeah, very much so. Those, and then Tony's films, Michael Clayton and Duplicity. It was sort of like his track record was really all A's to me, so that was one of the reasons I was excited to work with him.
The FBI is investigating links between Treadstone and this man, Jason Bourne.
You guys worked together before. Were you kind of disappointed that he wasn't coming back? Or?
Well, it was all, I mean, I knew from the get-go that what Tony was doing was extending the story, maybe with an eye toward everything coming back together later. So it wasn't so much even a possibility, but Matt, you know, I had so much fun. Matt and I have only done one film, but we had so much fun doing it, and I kind of dream that we'll do another Rounders.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure we'll find something to do, but I kind of hope we get to do another of the Rounders films.
We are morally indefensible and absolutely necessary. You understand?
And I've got a couple of Twitter questions here from our members.
All right.
So Frank Spenkley says...
Frank?
Yep, Frank says...
What are you tweeting, Frank?
He's saying, sell us the Bourne legacy. Why should we see it?
2 hours of high-octane chess is what I like to say.
And then we've got Matt Vaughn as well. And he says, in a fight between Jason Bourne and James Bond, who would win?
I don't know. It's like Mothra and Godzilla. I don't know. I think Hawkeye would win.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good answer.
Depends on how much gadgetry was involved, you know. I think Bond kind of cheaps out with his toys a lot.
Yeah. I would say Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Bourne just needs a magazine.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
If he has a copy of OK,
yeah,
you're dead.
Bourne would definitely.
Yeah.
Bourne for sure.